Hey guys, Trisha here. So I have these Paleo Chocolate Cupcakes that I just made. So I'm going to give frosting another try. This time I'm going to go with more of a standard frosting and I'm going to use shortening. The shortening I'm using is Spectrum Organic. It's non-hydrogenated. It only has one ingredient, which is palm oil. So definitely a better option than Crisco or your classic kind of vegetable shortening. Another option for this would be just to use butter if that's something you include in your diet. I do include a little bit of butter in my diet, but not a whole lot. I wasn't sure, is this okay for paleo? Is it not okay? And I found kind of conflicting arguments. I found some paleo recipes that did include this, and then I found some people saying, no, you shouldn't eat that. So definitely something I wouldn't eat every day, but for a special occasion, it's going to be a good way to get a really nice pipeable frosting that is a much healthier alternative to, traditional frostings. So I'm going to start with a 1/4 cup of the shortening. I realize this is a 1/2 cup scoop, but my 1/4 cup is dirty, so I just filled it halfway. So I'm going to put this in my mixer. And I'm using my paddle attachment. I'm going to add just a little splash. Okay, fine, I'll measure. I'm going to add like a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. My powdered coconut sugar. To see how to make that, click the link at the end of this video. And I'm just going to do it in like probably 3 parts and see how it mixes in with the shortening. And I'm sifting it because it gets really lumpy as it sits. So it's super dry, so I'm going to add in another 1/4 cup, which of course all the shortening should go in at the beginning, but as usual, this is an experiment. Here's what we've got so far. It's pretty grainy, so I'm going to let it whip for a few minutes. I added 3 tablespoons of arrowroot powder to thicken it up, and it thickened a bit. I'm going to add some coconut milk. This hasn't been in the fridge, it's just room temperature, so whatever brand. I have this Native Forest. I'm gonna just start adding it a tablespoon at a time. Okay, it's starting to get less grainy, so I'm just gonna keep whipping it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the fridge for about an hour. I don't want it to get completely cold, but I want it to firm up a little bit. Okay, my frosting's been in the fridge for almost an hour, like 50 minutes. I got impatient. I'm gonna just whip it up again. Okay, it's smoothed out a lot. I'm just gonna add a couple more tablespoons of arrowroot to just try and get it a little bit thicker. Well, this is what we've got. The consistency of it, it's definitely better than the last time for sure, but it's still too grainy and I don't think it's gonna pipe like I want it to. It's not too bad. So you can get a nice swirl with it. I just don't think it's pretty enough to do like flowers with. Okay, so since my frosting isn't quite what I want to do the decoration I had in mind, I'm going to change things up a little bit. And because the frosting is a very caramely flavor with the coconut sugar, I'm going to turn these into a salted caramel cupcake. So I'm going to just make a quick caramel sauce. So I've just got a small saucepan here. And I'm going to throw in like 1/3 cup of coconut sugar. And then I've got some coconut nectar here. I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of the coconut nectar. Okay, so this is like a really thick paste. And I'm just going to turn the heat on low. And I'm just going to cook it until it all dissolves. Just keep a close eye on it so it doesn't burn. Because the coconut sugar has a caramely flavor on its own, you don't have to let it cook until it turns into a caramel flavor like regular sugar. So, got a nice caramel sauce. Okay, so I've got some of my frosting in my piping bag with, I have a 2D closed star tip on here, but whatever kind of star tip you have is fine. And I'm just going to do a quick swirl, nothing fancy on these. Okay, and this part might get a bit messy or a lot messy. Okay, and then I'm going to take my sea salt and grind some on the top of each one. All right, well here they are. Okay, let's give it a try. Okay, it's messy, but it's because the frosting is room temperature. But it's super good. I mean, I'm kind of bummed the frosting didn't turn out how I was hoping because I wanted to do a decorating tutorial, but this is yummy, so I'm really not that sad. Yes, really good. I will link to the, it's all over my face. I will link to the cupcake recipe at the end of this video, but if you have a favorite chocolate cupcake recipe, go ahead and use that, although these are really good. Okay, Matt's gonna try the cupcake and I'm forcing him to let me film him while he tries it.
Hello.
You're gonna be weird.
What? I'm being
kidding.
Adorable.
You are.
Alright. Oh, man. Oh, man. It tastes exactly like Hostess went out of business and they made the chocolate things with the white in the middle. Come on. With the twirls. Hostess
The cupcakes?
Cupcakes, yeah. It tastes exactly like that.
Really?
Like this tastes like the filling, and this is totally...
It's a salted caramel cupcake.
Wow. Wow, this is like exactly the same. No joke. Thumbs up.
Well, I don't think it really tastes like that, but I like it.
I think it does.
It's really good. Right? Oh my god!
Mm-hmm.